Inhumane Russian terrorism in Ukraine is carrying on every day, and it's still happening, and it hasn't stopped. I don't think the world knows how terrible the situation in Ukraine is. It's because the world is not paying attention, just because the world is bored. So maybe it's time for the rest of the world to not get bored and probably do something. Slava Ukraini. I'm at the refugee apartment in Lviv. This is the Hope for Ukraine Refugee Center, where all the refugees from around Ukraine who have lost their homes and cities due to the inhumane Russian invasion come and live. As a humanitarian, I tend to, my foundation, Humans of Our World, we usually partner with local charities in the countries we're working in. And Hope for Ukraine, to me, is one of the finest and most effective and most honest charities in Ukraine. So this is my third day here. It's snowing outside. I've been watching all the work, the great work that they've been doing here. I've been fascinated. Met with a lot of refugees, children, elderly people that are living here. You know, a lot of the elderly people, their families left the country, and they did not take these family members with them. You know, when I asked these elderly people, why don't you go with your kids to Germany or England or America? They said it was some problems, but then the organizers told me the truth, which is that their families did not want to take them. The last time I was here, I got very sick because I was crying every single day when I was here in February. So when I returned to America, I was in the hospital for about 10 days because I was horribly sick, blood results completely abnormal. So this time I promised myself that I won't cry every day. I have to take care of myself too. And I'm such a sensitive person that I can't listen to these stories and not cry. But yesterday I did a much better job. I cried like probably twice and no one knew. Unlike the last time when I cried 3 hours per day and everyone saw. But the problem is I'm trying to stay as sane and emotionally strong as possible. But yeah, those two old ladies, Lyubov and Nadia, they touched my heart. And sadly, it's so sad that this happens, you know, but they're in the right place, being taken care of by my friend Yura's foundation. And I have so much love for the people here at Hope for Ukraine, and Yura, you, the founder in America, for making this happen. I'm so proud of you. You know, when I see good people doing actual good work, and it actually means something, and it's not just for publicity, it really touches my heart. And I really appreciate you, Yura, for the work you've done so far here. Galina and Solomia, the great work you guys are doing. I'm so impressed by the both of you and my entire team here. I commented yesterday that Hope for Ukraine to me feels more like home or a boarding school rather than a refugee center. It's super clean, it's super beautiful, and people are actually enjoying living here. So yeah, now it's the 6th of April. Today I'll be doing some more work here with the Hope for Ukraine team, and then tonight I'm heading to Venezia. I'm at the refugee house. There's a lot of energy here, and I feel very sad because I've been living here for 2 days now, and I'm very touched. This is a refugee apartment where people live. So yeah, lots of feelings. I think people need to learn, especially in America, to forget the politics, who's the leader and whatnot, and just focus on the the fact that there are children and elderly people dying, innocent people dying in this inhumane invasion.
Good morning.
So here we are at a bunker that's 2 floors down that could possibly withstand nuclear war. So we're gonna go look at this bunker and see what we have.
So let's go inside. Before the war, actually, it was difficult even to enter. In case of nuclear explosion, actually, they will protect you.
So when there's a nuclear explosion, the strength.
Yeah, they're metal.
This is in Ukraine, in Lviv. So
Actually, there is no such a need.
did people live here during the explosions?
Yes. Yes. In the beginning of the war.
So this year, last year,
Yeah. Yeah. Till August.
till August.
Yeah.
So how many months?
Yeah, so during explosion we go here, and for example, if the siren was at night,
Yeah.
they spend nights here. Those bunkers were prepared for nuclear war, and all those ventilation system was prepared also in case of nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
They were like to clean out the
Filter.
yeah
Wow.
yeah the air.
So here we are. We are at the shelter, the bunkers. It's about 2 to 3 floors down underneath the earth. And this bunkers can withstand nuclear war and nuclear explosions and save people. It's created with ventilation so that people can still have fresh air in the event of an nuclear explosion upstairs. What's shocking to me is that in the past year, many people have occupied these bunkers when there were explosions upstairs. And as you can see, there's beds all over the place because people lived here for the past year. And I find it shocking and sad and moving and traumatizing and disturbing all at the same time. I know I'm here to see it because for my film and to let the world know I want to be here. But do I enjoy it? Do I? Of course not. Do I? Am I traumatized by it? Yes. And do I find all of the sights that I've seen here utterly disturbing? Another reason why there should be no war on this earth. Leaving the bunker in Ukraine, where people were living for the past year to protect themselves from the inhumane terrorism that Russia has been causing on this country and its people. The place in there might be safe, but it's not free from trauma and traumatized. What people don't understand is that war is not just about explosions and bombs. War is also about the years and months and decades after, which takes people a long time to recover. No one talks about the unspoken price of war. It's not about the explosions, it's the years after, when you're trying to recover from the memories of this, when you're trying to look for your family, when you're trying to recover your children from all the trauma they've been through. So there is the war after the explosions that's longer and more damaging. Slava Ukraine, let's hope humanity wins. That bunker. Now we're going to the next bunker, which is even 3 floors down. We're in Lviv, Ukraine.
Actually, it was the children's room. You cannot see, but it was everything was in pictures.
Oh, for children.
Yeah, yes.
This is terrifying and so sad. I know the purpose of these places are to save, and that's the best thing. Right now, for me, visually, it's just far too striking and sad to know that people have to do this to survive. What's so shocking about this room for me is that if you can look all over, there are children's posters. This was clearly a bunker that was created so that children could feel a little better about themselves and feel safer. There are paintings on the wall, and I'm sure it helped. But for me, someone who's just here to tell the world what's going on in Ukraine, this is just visually so disturbing. And I'm so happy that they took the time and the pain to create these paintings so the children would feel safer. But as a human being, for me to see all of this, for the children in Ukraine to feel better while hiding in a bunker, I find it very sad and traumatizing and gut-wrenching, because, you know, children in America and England, we have this debate at the moment if children should be in classrooms or outside playing. Here they don't have an option because there are bombs exploding upstairs. So the poor children in Ukraine have to live inside these bunkers, and the paintings are made so that they can feel a little better. I am very heartbroken, sad and emotional, and I'm actually quite affected that the world is starting to forget about Ukraine and the people whose suffering seems to not matter anymore. But if you look at these paintings, they haven't closed this bunker down yet, because the inhumane Russian terrorism in Ukraine is carrying on every day. It's April 2023 and it's still happening. It hasn't stopped. Slava Ukraini.
Yeah, Heroim Slava.
Yeah, Heroim Slava, Slava Ukraini, the sunflowers of Ukraine. This is a Ukrainian flag, both Ukrainian flags. Route for evacuation in case something happens. Even for me to be here so temporarily, I don't feel good. But to be here as the only source of protection. Those 15 minutes for me were too much. But this is a daily way of living for the Ukrainians. I don't think the world knows how terrible the situation in Ukraine is.
Yeah.
You know, just because the world is not paying attention, just because the world is bored. So maybe it's time for the rest of the world to not get bored and probably do something.
No.
In England, Dover in England, that was during the World Wars, there were bunkers that were 5-10 floors, and that's still there in the UK. That's very close to my town, in a town called Dover. And the bunkers there are 5-10 floors down. And it is much bigger because it was used for warfare, not just for protection. Whereas the bunkers here in Lviv are used for protection. The difference is that when I visited it, it's a museum. It's about history. Whereas these bunkers here are more affecting because of the fact that these bunkers are alive and well. It's being used today. And at the moment, there would be people and kids running inside for protection. So thank you. Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава,
I really
дякую вам.
appreciate it.
Дякую.
Okay. Good. How are you? You're great. What about you, Vlad?
Якась справа. Дякую.
Dobra. Shashko? Dobra. I wanted to, because I'm leaving today,
Я сьогодні вже від'їжджаю.
so I wanted to see all of you one more time before I go.
Я хотів зі всіма вами зустрітися ще один раз перед своїм від'їздом.
Here I am with the children of Hope for Ukraine. They have been living here for the past year at different intervals. since the inhumane Russian invasion began. And now I'm here to talk to the children. We have with us Yevan, we have Christina, Senya, Vlad, Marco, Shashko, and Bogdan. They have to remember three things while they're living here. The three things they have to remember is to, number one, never lose hope, and number two, to always do your best to focus on some kind of happiness, and number three, to be kind to each other.
І третє, будьте добрими один до одного.
Let's start with Vlad. Vlad,
Ми почнемо з Влада.
tell me one nice thing about your best friend Yevan.
Влад, скажи щось, одну якусь добру річ про свого найкращого друга Євгена.
What do you like about him?
Що тобі в ньому подобається?
Добрый собеседник.
He's very good communicator.
Oh, he is good. Tell me one good thing about Christina.
Одну добру річ про Кристину.
Anything.
Будь-що. То я не знаю.
You don't know. Okay. Christina, tell me one good thing about Senya.
Я завжди знала, про що з нею поговорити.
I always know what to talk to her.
Good. Sashko, tell me one good thing about Bogdan.
Сашко, одну добру річ про Богдана.
Anything you want.
Будь-що.
What do you like about Bogdan?
Що тобі подобається в Богдані?
Можно хорошо поболтать.
What?
Like we have communicate very well with him.
Good. Bogdan, tell me one good thing about Sashko.
Даже можно погулять там на улице и поговорить.
We can have good time to walk on the street and to communicate each other.
Good. Yevan, tell me one good thing about Vlad.
Yeah, про Влада. Що тобі?
Хороший друг.
He's a good friend.
He's a good friend. Good.
Во всем.
In us.
In everything. Oh, that's so sweet. Sanya, one good thing about Christina?
She's school friend.
His cool friend. I like that. Good. Marco, tell me one good thing. Marco? Sorry, Costa. Costa, tell me one good thing about Sanya. Sanya. Sorry, Costa. Costa? Costa?
He doesn't.
I know, I'm explaining it. Costa, tell me one good thing about Christina. Yevan, what do you want to do when you go back home?
Євген, що ти хочеш робити, коли повернешся додому?
Вчитися.
Christina, what is the first thing you want to do when you go back home?
Не знаю, напевно, зустрітися для початку з усіма людьми, які мені дорогі, не знаю.
Maybe the first thing to meet everyone who is very dear to me.
Good. Sanya, what is the first thing that you want to do when you go back home? You don't know. Okay. Vlad, what is the first thing you want to do when you go back home?
Перша річ, яку хочеш зробити, коли повернешся додому.
Встретиться з друзьями.
To meet my friends.
Good. Where are you from?
Звідки ти?
З Мелітополя.
It's from Melitopol.
Mariupol?
Melitopol, this is Zaporizhia. It's
Ah,
occupied right now.
Mariupol. Okay. Costa, what is the first thing you want to do when you go back home?
He wants to see his pet.
Sashka, what is the first thing you want to do when you go back home?
Що ти хочеш робити перше, Сашко, коли приїдеш додому? Повернешся додому.
Зустрітися з друзями та побачити животних, які є там.
I want to meet my friends and also to live with all those pets which are abundant right now there.
Okay. Bogdan, what is the first thing you want to do when you go back home?
Зустрітися з друзями і побачити моїх животних, Барсика та друзів.
I want to meet all my friends too and hug my two pets, Barsik and Kuze.
Barsik and Kuze. Are they dogs or cats?
Собака чи коти?
Собака і кот.
A dog and a cat.
Ukraine will win,
Тому що Україна переможе.
and then it'll be all fine.
І все буде добре.
Okay. When I come to see you, where are you from? Kherson. When I come to see you in Kherson, will you take me to your favorite place?
Коли я приїду в Херсон до вас, то ти мене поведеш на своє улюблене місце, добре?
Yeah. What's your favorite place in Kherson?
Яке твоє улюблене місце в Херсоні?
О, море.
The sea.
The sea. Ah, Kherson is close to the sea.
Yeah.
Я не в Херсоне, а в Хмельницком. Это Херсонская область.
He's not in Kherson, it's like a small town and it's just near Kherson.
Near Kherson, and it has a sea.
Yeah, it's
South.
like sea.
South.
Yeah.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay.
It's
Good, very
near to
beautiful.
Crimea.
Very near Crimea. Okay, okay. So I'll come there with you.
Я приїду до тебе.
Okay. Good. Sanya, where will you take me when I come to see you?
Куди ти мене поведеш?
You're from Kherson as well.
На юність. На юність.
Це кінотеатр, центр.
Center.
Here's the cinema.
Ah, cinema. I love cinema because I'm from cinema. Okay.
Подобається кіно, бо він сам з кіно.
Sashko, where will you take me in Mariupol?
Куди ти мене поведеш? He's from
Ah, Bakhmut. Sorry.
Куди ти
Where
мене
will you take me in
поведеш?
Bakhmut?
Бахмут. Into the park.
To the park. Good. I like that.
Мені подобається.
Hi everyone, this is Pritan Ambroase. I am in Lviv in Ukraine at the Hope for Ukraine Center in Ukraine, where they have been doing an amazingly fantastic job at taking care of people who have lost their homes and their cities to the Russian terrorism. So I'm here with a lot of kids that I have lived here. I'm here with a lot of kids that live here. And they have a message for the world. Each of them will tell you what they will describe Ukraine in one sentence to you.
Багато місць, яких можна більше ніде не знайти, окрім України.
So in Ukraine there are a lot of such places which you will find anywhere. So many places
Unique in Ukraine. Good.
Україна це дуже красиве місто.
Ukraine is a very beautiful country.
Good. Sanya?
Ukraine is so beautiful.
So this park, this area was completely empty a year ago. Today, this place is full of graves of the soldiers who have died, of the heroes who have died since 24th February 2022, the beginning of the inhumane Russian invasion last year. It's more than a year, and all these graves of the people from Lviv who have died in the past year, fighting to save humanity, the people of Ukraine, and kindness. So if you look around, all these people have died within the last year. This gentleman here passed away 2022, October. There are people who passed away as early as March 2023, as recent as March 2023. So what's shocking to me is that a year ago, this place was completely empty. And now here are people of Lviv who have died because of one man's greed, because of cruelty. It bothers me, you know, some of these people are as young as 20 years old, 18 years old. Some of these people were born in the 2000s. Now they're gone. That is a hospital where a lot of children in Lviv are born even now. And if you look here, are the people buried in the past 1 year since the inhumane Russian invasion began. So they were born over there and now they're buried here. Everyone who knows me knows my nickname, Rebel with a Cause, because I go around the world protesting for human rights. I've protested in 35 countries on the streets. Here are 100 people. They're known as Heaven's 100. In 2014, when President Yanukovych of Ukraine tried to give away Crimea to Russia, these 100 people protested on the streets. And their own president, Yanukovych, gave the orders to the police to kill them. And they died, and now they're known as Heaven's 100. And how sad it's very touching for me, because I go around the world protesting for human rights, and to think your own president or your own leader would kill you. There are two people here, one from Belarus and one from Georgia, who came to support Ukrainians' human rights. They were supporting human rights, they were supporting independence. And they're dead, so because of their own president. And Yanukovych is now hiding in Russia. There should be serious jail time and worse things for a president of that nature, who killed his own people that he was sworn in, voted in to protect. Here they are, they're gone now.
The recent scenes of violence between the government and opposition forces in Ukraine look like a war zone with two armies going head-to-head. The visuals reflect a deepening divide that's pulling Ukraine in two different directions. One toward Russia.
Мы употребим все наше влияние, чтобы в этой стране воцарились мир и спокойствие.
The other toward Western Europe.
We call on all sides to put an end to violence immediately.
Faced with this division, President Viktor Yanukovych has chosen Russia. Here's some background on a divide with few easy answers. On the Russian side, Vladimir Putin has strong influence over Mr. Yanukovych. The two men have met repeatedly since the beginning of the protests. Putin promised billions in aid to Ukraine, and with the extended economic lifeline, Yanukovych continued to crack down on pro-Western activists at home. Russia has a variety of ways to exert influence.
They all died in Kiev?
Yes.
Not in Lviv?
No.
Okay.
In Kiev they have the square of Heaven Hundreds, where most of these people were killed.
Це був Майдан Незалежності, yes.
Okay.
The shooting was in February.
It always happens in February? Everything happens in February?
Yes. And that's why, you know, right now, like we said that, like we already live in February for 8 years.
Yeah.
Because the Heaven Hundreds was shot in February. After that, the war started, and like full-scale war started also in February.